You guys know how it goes. As always, we start by taking a look at the packaging. This is our last plastic packaging wave, so let's go ahead and say a tearful goodbye. Up top, you got your Black Series logo. Above, the soon-to-be-gone forever big window showing the figure and his accessory off nicely. Got Star Wars The Mandalorian in orange across the front. Magistrate, Greef Karga, Warning 4 Plus Hasbro. This side of the box features a cool picture of Greef Karga with his arms folded. It says Magistrate, Greef Karga down at the bottom. This side of the box features a wraparound window, wraparound orange stripe, Star Wars The Black Series. Around the back, you got a picture of Greef, the Black Series logo, his name, a bio about him, in varying languages. You can read whichever one applies best to you. He's number 24 in the Mandalorian lineup. Got a bunch of legalese, your Disney Hasbro logos, barcodes, more legalese, a hanger tab, and a window up top, which allows a little bit of light to get into the box from up above. If you're one of those losers who keeps them on card, it makes them look a little bit better. However, I'd rather open them and have fun with what I'm buying, so that's what I'm going to do. So without further ado, let's take a look at that. So here's Greef out of the box and on the table. As always, we're going to start by taking a look at his accessory. He comes with a, I believe, new to the line. It's definitely new to the character. Pistol, looking really cool. It's in just a flat gray plastic. Kind of looks like a kind of shortened version of some of the Rebel blasters we've seen with a kind of ridged barrel near the end. A little scope slapped on top. Very Star Wars-y looking, but also not super significant. It's not as cool as the Space Desert Eagles that he was dual-wielding in Season 1. But it looks rather good. He features a trigger finger on each hand, so you can have him using it on either side. Although in Season 2, he drops the dual wielding from Season 1, so I like to imagine he's right-handed. He features a right hip holster, which the blaster slots into nicely, like so. And then it is largely hidden by the flowing coat, which I gotta say does look really good, although it is a little bit traffic coney, but I ultimately don't mind that so much. It definitely is the only way to really recreate this look. There's just way too many ridges, and it's very regal. You know, they couldn't do this in soft goods. As much as I like to defend soft goods, sometimes plastic is the only way, like in this situation. Now take a look at the Greef Karga likeness here, the head sculpt. I really see it this go around. I had some issues with the first one, bringing in that figure just to compare. My issues were largely with the nose. You know, he has a wider nose, but on the first figure, I mean, it was just flat. There was just no definition to it. On this one, it protrudes a little bit better than that Season 1 version. He has a wider, flatter nose, Carl Weathers does. But, this was almost, inverted. I mean, he's just flat-faced here, and on this, he has that profile, that texture. It just looks a lot more like Greef Karga. I gotta say, this is the better likeness. I also liked this costume a lot more. I actually had an opportunity a few months back to meet him at a Comic-Con, and I ended up passing because ultimately his prices really kind of priced me out. If he was signing a table photo, it was going to be like $80, but if he was going to be signing something you brought, a Funko Pop, a Star Wars figure, anything related to Rocky, the boxing gloves, he wanted like $300. And I couldn't find, this was the only Greef at the time, I couldn't find this one in a nice box. So I ended up passing because he priced me out. I couldn't really go for it. And now knowing that we have this figure, I'm probably going to go for him at some point, even though he's rather expensive. But I really like this costume. So I'm glad that this costume made the cut in the plastic windowed box. I'm definitely going to end up getting one signed someday, hopefully, if everything works out nicely. But very nice likeness. It looks a lot, just my basic gripe with, the facial structure has been improved upon. It very much captures that Carl Weathers likeness. I like that kind of salt and pepper beard they got going for him. It captures his likeness, or his look from the show, rather well. He has very nice textured black hair. He's not really gray in the hair, he's just gray in the beard. So they've kept it a very nice jet black, and I think it looks good. As mentioned, he does have this very big black plastic coat going over him. Looks really nice. If you kind of peel it back, take a look underneath, he's basically just wearing a red long sleeve shirt with a kind of gray tunic-y overlay on it. These arms are reuse from the Season 1 Greef. If we bring them in, you see the texture on the gloves. He has the same texture here. They're the same arms all the way up to the shoulder. He also features the same legs. He has that kind of like textured, canvasy pants going on there, the same boots. So basically here you're just getting a new head sculpt and a new torso sculpt and a new like coat overlay and like the new like belt skirt, you know, combination, and the new blaster pistol. So there's some reuse here, but it does fit the costume well. It does look accurate to what we see in Season 2 of the show, and ultimately I'm really happy with it. I look at it and I see Season 2 Magistrate Greef Karga. To run through some articulation, he features a double barbell neck, allowing him to look that far up, which is pretty good. You can go that far down, you can pivot a lot and rotate. His arms can come up to a pretty good T-pose. It does kind of lift up the coat a little bit there. He has a pretty decent butterfly joint in there, 360 at the shoulder, single jointed elbows, and go just a little past 90 and rotate. No glove rotation, but both wrists go 360, and both wrists have a vertical hinge, which is nice. That's what I like to see. Features a mid-torso ball joint, which allows him to crunch that far forward, a little bit back. You can get some side-to-side and rotation. His legs can kick that far apart. He features some nice cuts in the sides of the coat here, which does allow him to actually get pretty wide-legged stances like that. His legs can kick pretty far forward, a little bit back. Upper thigh rotation. Single-jointed knees can go to 90 degrees and rotate at the knee. There's no boot cut, although it looks like he should have one, but that would be redundant with the knee rotation. His feet can point straight down. You can point basically straight up. There's a forward-facing pin for rocker, allowing you to get some pretty decent stances with both feet flat on the ground. To set him back here, let's do some size comparisons. Here he is next to, let me find him, where'd he go? Where did you go? I have a pile of figures accumulating. I filmed like 5 videos tonight. But here he is next to the Season 2 Amazon Beskar Spear Mando. Here he is next to, from that same pack, Ahsoka. Not a character that he's hung out with, but excuse me, just a Season 2 version of a character. And here he is next to the Gaming Greats Rocket Trooper, which just kind of stands at standard Stormtrooper height. As you see, he kind of fits that 6-foot-tall human, 6-inch figure proportion. A little taller than Ahsoka, basically the same as the Trooper and Mando. I like how that looks. He makes a pretty good set. So, end of the day, what do I think of the Magistrate Greef Karga? Ultimately, it is a really nice upgrade to the Season 1 figure that we've got. I don't dislike that figure, don't get me wrong, but this is definitely a really good upgrade. I like the costume and the show better. I'm glad that it made the cut for the Black Series. I am a little nervous about it peg warming after the way the first Greef Karga peg warmed. I still see him on a rare occasion, and he balances just about as well as the original one did too. But all in all, it's a really good figure. I'm really happy to have him in the collection. If they never made another Greef Karga, this would be a great place to end it, although I do like his new outfit from the Season 3 trailer. It's a really good-looking costume. It looks like a further evolution in this direction. So maybe we might get another Greef down the line. One can hope. But really, just happy to have this one in the collection, and I think you'll be happy to have it too, as long as you can stomach buying another Greef Karga. But I really like it, and I highly recommend it. It articulates well, it looks the part, and I'm just happy to have it. So, I'm going to go. Thanks for watching. It means a lot that you did. If you enjoyed, you should leave a like, comment, subscribe, all that end of video stuff. You guys know the drill. I'm going to go get to work on some other videos, so until then, may the Force be with each and every one of you. See you later. Bye.